So rude.
Yeah, do be like that.
Oh, you haven't activated the co-op hosting.
I have not. You're right. Confirm. Friend only. You're able to join, or should I invite you? I should be able to invite you. There you are. Confirm.
Oh my god.
So it seems to be pretty easy level to start since it's only worth 400. There you are.
Ow.
Oh.
Huh.
What the name before
What?
both people said? Oh, never mind. I just haven't played in a while.
Oh, that's loud.
I think it is loud. It is very loud. God damn.
Why do we keep
Settings.
playing games with loud ass audio? Okay, well, I'm done
That's
messing with
better.
it, so
Ready to go?
yeah, I think I'm ready to go. I'm done messing with this
And
game, and it never wants to cooperate with me ever. Right.
and it feels like my FPS are down the drain. Literally. Graphics. Oh,
So,
okay.
you know,
Because I was locked at. Yeah, that's better. I was locked at 60 FPS. I was like, that doesn't seem smooth.
let's see.
I'll start with
What?
contain. No, what do you call that? What a thing that I'm cleaning right now. What do you call it?
The fountain?
Fountain. Yeah, it's the same word in French, so I was wondering.
There we go. How do I switch things? Turn them?
You press 1 for the extensions and 2 for the nozzles.
Oh, I meant like rotate it.
Oh, R. Well, if you are playing with keyboard and mouse.
Mouth.
Oh. Ow. Playing with your mouse.
Bigger. See. Feel like a freaking printer.
Freaking what?
A printer. Just going back and forth. Back and forth.
That's
back
the best
and
feeling.
forth.
I love feeling like a printer.
Yeah. You're my way, please.
I mean, the one level I really did like a printer was the skate park.
Skate park.
Yeah, I really went back and forth with it without even touching my mouse. Really was just playing with keyboard, leaving my cursor at the same place all the time. Just doing back and forth very slowly.
Very mesmerizing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not as patient
You're not
as I
patient.
was for like at the start. You really like, at least for me, I was going very slowly. I was really, being meticulous and doing each and every inches precisely and not rushing, taking my time. And as you unlock like better equipment,
Being
you
one.
start really wanting to clean. It's just started going a bit faster and a bit faster and a bit faster. And so you start getting competitive about it. What do you mean it's not clean yet? It needs to be clean.
Oh, cat paws. I think.
Hmm?
I think I saw cat paws.
Oh, you mean Prince? Well, good point,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
That or I'm going crazy.
Oh yeah, so I briefly like told you how my trip back from my holidays went, and so
Yeah.
I feel like I need to tell you like my voice rather than
So what happened?
writing.
So you guys go down the
So
mountain.
basically, we had planned to ski for all of Saturday and just give back all the rental equipment plus the apartment and everything like in the late afternoon and hit the road at like 5 p.m. or something, and just we have like a 8 to 9 hours trip. So we were like, well, we are gonna ski for the whole day, and we'll just hit the road at the end of the day and stop by a hotel on the way and just sleep there and like divide the road trip in half,
Yeah.
basically. But what happened was in the morning to begin with, my youngest sister was just like, I don't want to ski today.
Wow.
So we were like,
Okay.
well, okay, that's okay. Well, that's
Well, then you can sit outside and wait while I have fun.
yeah. Well, we just left her at home, and we just she wanted to stay, so we were like, well, fine, we're gonna ski. We were planning to ski today, so we're gonna ski. So my father and the eldest of my two sisters, two younger sisters, just came with, and we just went to ski for the morning. And we were like, well, what we're gonna do is you want to stay because you have something you need to do for school, because she basically like skipped school for a week
Yeah.
to be able to ski with her father. And so we left her there for the morning, and we were like, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ski on the morning, and we'll come back to eat lunch. After lunch, we'll all go together to do the last afternoon of skiing, to just have one last few hours of skiing as a family and just be off with it.
Mhm.
And so we ski on them in the morning. It goes, all right. There are a lot more people because it's the weekend. So during those periods, the locals tend to obviously like people that live nearby will just spend the weekend skiing, because they can, obviously, like if
Yeah.
you. And so the station was a bit like there were a bit more people on the pists,
Yeah.
and so but it wasn't an issue. We just had an enjoyable morning, and so we came back for lunch. And what happened was the eldest of my two younger sisters didn't want to ski anymore. She was tired. She fell once or twice in the morning, which
Wipe
and
out.
so she was like, no, I don't want to ski anymore. And so and the youngest one was not motivated either. So
Oh.
yeah,
Well-
so what happened was, well, since I told my dad was like, well, if you want to go skiing, we can just, like, if you want to end it, if you wanted to do a bit more, I'm perfectly fine with going like, or a few hours, like to do what we had originally planned, and we are just gonna go ski, the two of us, if you want to. Like, since my father basically came back from Brazil to ski, you know, he came for the week. Like, he just left like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he arrived on last Saturday, and on Monday we were on the road to go ski. He was there to spend a week with us to ski. So I didn't want him to feel like, well, he didn't have this last bit of
Hurrah.
skiing with us. So I was like, yeah, we can go ski if you want to. And he was like, well, no, I'm fine. And since your two sisters don't want to come, we'll just have a change of plan. And what we're gonna do is, instead of splitting the trip back home in half, we'll just do it in one go. Well, it was midday. We're just gonna prepare everything, and we'll just be off on the road in like a couple hours by like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And so we prepare. We're getting ready to leave. We give back everything we rented, and we hit the road. And basically, we have we have 9 hours total of road to go through. But on those 9 hours, there are like 7, maybe 8 hours which are high road, highway.
Okay. So high
So
speeds.
basically, like, mindless driving, just straight on the highway, not bothering about anything. And there is like 1 to 2 hours of smaller roads, especially like obviously mountain road. And so we have like 30 minutes of going down the mountain. Like, we were staying at a station that's almost 2 kilometers high.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much is that in miles. I forgot.
That's fine.
And so we are up there, and just down that mountain there is a valley, and in that valley there is another city that's a lot bigger, that's basically connected to the station, and it's half an hour away, basically. Like, you have to drive down the mountain because it's obviously go slow because it's a lot of turns and whatnot. You are driving quite slow when going down.
Yeah.
And so it takes around half an hour to get down the mountain from the station to that first village. And as we are going down, we are almost down. We are like 25 minutes. We have like basically like a handful of turns to do before we hit the first village. And we basically have done most of the very, how would you call that? Full of turns. How can I call that?
You did a lot of the twists and turns of the mountain.
Yeah, we did most of the way down the mountain.
Okay.
At
So
that
you guys
point,
weren't like
and-
still at the peak.
No. We basically were. We were still like in the mountains, obviously, but we
Mhm.
had gone down most of like the very turn. I really don't know how to say that, but anyways.
Yeah.
And so we were 30 minutes in, only 30 minutes in from whole 8 to 9 hour trip. And
Mhm.
what happens is suddenly like the engine just starts coughing a bit. Like it doesn't cough, but it starts like being very weak. And my father was driving at that point, and
He was
even
mad.
when he pushes down the pedal to the metal, we don't go above like 20 to 30 kilometers an hour.
Uh-oh. That's really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so like slower than like the speed limit in most cities, like in city centers and everything. So we were like very slow, and so obviously we wonder what's going on, and what happens was we start like searching for we obviously like we can't speed up, so my father just stay close to the side of the road and to let people pass if needs be. I'm gonna start on the left. If you want to start on the right.
Sure. Wow, just immediately delete that. Okay.
No, I saw it like a while ago, but I was like, I'm not gonna erase that now. Wait till I pass by to do it.
Wasn't even in your way.
So anyways, and so we drive very slowly. I'm in the back of the car. My sister's eldest of my two sisters is sitting in the front. And my father asked if we can search for garage to see if we can get a quick checkup.
Yeah.
And
you guys
search,
push it?
There is no. We're still like we just can't go above 20 to 30 kilometers an hour. Like it's
Okay.
still
drives.
pushing, but
Okay.
still drives. But it's very noisy, and it can't go above 20 to 30 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
And so we drive very very slowly, being a bother to
Everybody.
everyone. That's to everybody. But well,
Everybody
what can
wants
we
to
do?
kill you. Yeah.
And so we're driving slowly. We are searching for a garage. My sister isn't doing a good job at finding what we need and directing where to go to my father.
Hmm.
So we change like roles. I start like I'm the one searching and doing the assist. What do you call it? You're right. I'm the one giving the
Directions?
directions on where
Okay.
to go.
You are the GPS, yeah.
Yeah, basically. And so the only open garage that, like, at least shown by Google, open garage that I found was to the next village, which is normally like 4 or 5 minutes from the moment we leave
Mhm.
the first village. Like it's 4 or 5 minutes by car, but obviously at all current top speed, we take around 50 minutes to get there.
Oh.
During those 15, yeah, during those 15 minutes, what happens is that my father, through my eldest, my sister, like starts directing her to call the insurance and
Yeah.
stuff that we may need to prepare for. So we call the insurance while we are doing those 15 minutes of slowly driving to the next village right now. So
Yeah, okay.
my father is calling the insurance and is trying to, explain what's going on, etc., etc. We tell them where we are. We tell them the issue. They start, preparing what's needed, so a taxi, rental car, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so we finally get to the garage. Sadly, at that garage, the garage itself wasn't opened. What was open, however, it was a mix of a fuel station and garage, except the garage part of it wasn't opened.
Okay.
So, but like the dude that's managing the whole thing is there, but he doesn't have any qualifications to check a vehicle. So, well, too bad. But what happens was we obviously park next to the garage. We stop there. We just try to, test a few things. We stop the car, try to, we turn it off and on again.
Make sure it's plugged in. Check the batteries.
Yeah, make sure it's plugged in.
Check the internet router.
Yeah, and well, obviously we don't get any results, but we get called back by the insurance at that point, and they are like, well, we have they obviously want more information on where we are right now. Who can they send? Where can they send it? how many people, many people, how much luggage, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they tell us at that moment that they found one vehicle to that we could rent that's like 45 minutes away,
Okay.
and it's a Fiat 500. So
The
I don't know if
perfect.
you
Yeah.
I don't know if you visualize like the size of the damn thing, but
It's about the size of my car, which is a Kia Soul. So
and
it's
yeah, so it's a two-door car,
it's
like
two door.
yeah, it has 4 seats, but it's
Okay.
like you can only like enter from the front. Obviously, the 2 doors on the front. It's small as hell. Like we're like, no, there is no way. Like we have 4 people. Like we can fit 4 people, but the car we have 8 hours left to ride,
In
and
it.
that would be in an optimal situation. Like if we had a car that can ride at the speed limit, which a car as small as a Fiat 500 cannot. So we would be in a very small car for probably 10 to 11 hours.
With all your luggage
with,
shit.
and there was obviously like not enough space to put all of our luggage.
Yeah.
So okay, so we at the garage, we told the insurance that the Fiat 500 wasn't gonna cut it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we wait a bit more, and we're like, well, we can't, like, it is likely that the truck that's gonna grab the car is gonna get here before anything else, like before the taxi, before we even know what car we're gonna rent.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, what can we do? And so while we are wondering what we're gonna do with ourselves, in a sense, the truck gets here, and we're like, well, we have all that luggage. We can just, sit on the side of the road with
In the cold.
like 4 people, 2 kids, basically 2 kids, and like a shitload of luggage on the side of the road while we wait for taxi to get here. Because we are like in a village with like 400 people, so it's not the best place to be in, and it's like winter, mountain weather. We're not gonna wait like outside for God knows how long. So the dude that came with the truck guides us to a coffee nearby, like in the village.
Yeah.
So what happens was we end up sitting at that coffee. We like get most of our luggage out. We decide to leave the biggest one in the car, as well as the 2 pair of skis that belong to my father and mother.
Okay.
That we had brought with us. So we leave that on top of the car, like it was attached to what do you call that? The roof, car roof. And so we leave the bigger luggages like inside the car, and we're like, well, we don't need it. It's skiing equipment, like it's high. What would you call that? It's clothing that's made for very cold weather.
Okay, so mountain.
It's everything
Parkas
related
and-
to skiing or living in cold weather. Stuff we don't need on our day-to-day life where we live right now. So we leave that in the car. The car gets towed away. And we are sitting at that cafe with still a shitload of luggage, obviously, because we have all personal stuff and the rest with us. And so we are sitting at that coffee. The stuff is nice. Like it's small village with everyone knows each other, so they, it's chill.
Yeah.
And so we sit in there for a bit, and we get called by not the insurance, but the garage, not the garage, the rental place that was probably contacted by our insurance, and that's and they are calling us to tell us that they have to tell us again that they have the Fiat 500
They're really trying to get rid of that
available.
Fiat, yeah.
And, like, well, the insurance already like suggested that car to us, and we were like, maybe not. We can't quite like use that, and so we tell them that we would like something else.
Something
So, well,
functional, maybe?
yeah, something a bit bigger. And so, well, we hang up. We wait a bit more. Like basically, at this point, we left. It was like 2:30 p.m.
Yeah.
and I think it was almost 4 already. And we were like, in terms of travel distance, like basically 30 to 40 minutes away from where we started. It had been like an hour and a half already. And so we are already like obviously like a bit like tired by the situation. Like we're like,
Yeah.
well, that's not a way to end another day. But anyways, we wait at the coffee, we order some crepes and just stuff to snack on. We just like keep busy.
Time, yeah.
Yeah. And so we wait, we don't get like it takes a while before we get called back, like 20, 30, 45 minutes, and we're like it's almost 5 p.m. and we're like, well, maybe we should call them, because like no sight of the taxi, no sight of like any news regarding what we're going to be able to rent,
Mhm.
what car we're going to be able to rent. So we're starting to be a bit worried again.
Yeah.
And so we you have to clean that up, right? So we call them back, and they are like, well, because at that point, like another hour has gone by without any news. So we're like, I mean, if they only have a Fiat 500, we're gonna use the 500. Like, if it means we can head home,
You just want off this
we'll-
damn mountain
yeah.
at this point.
And so we call them back, and luckily, when we have them on the phone, they're like, well, yeah, we found another vehicle, but it's a little further than the first one we suggested. The first one they suggested was meant to be like 40 to 45 minutes
Yeah.
away from where we were. So we're like, okay, that's all right, because it's better than like the smaller one. And
Yeah.
it's like a 1 hour 45, 2 hour drive instead of a 45-minute drive from here. We're like, well, that's how it is. That's
Better than
you
nothing,
know,
I guess.
yeah, better than nothing. And so we're like, okay, we'll take that vehicle. And so the taxi still isn't here, but they tell us it's on the way. It's going to arrive at any point. Like, well, fine, we're going to wait. We wait, so it's 5 p.m. when we learn we're going to have a bigger vehicle. And so we wait some more. Time gets to 6 p.m. Taxi just arrived. We've been sitting in that coffee
Definitely,
place
yeah.
for 2.5, 3 hours. The taxi gets there. It's a big truck, and we're like, okay, good. At least like they didn't send us a taxi with the smallest car, or like 5 people to sit in, like including the driver. We are going to be able like to sit somewhat comfortably and not worry about having our luggage on our knees or on ourselves while we have a 2-hour drive to the rental place. And we start like just throwing our luggage in the back of that truck.
Yeah.
And well, first off, like we start talking to the dude. He sounds a little aloof, I guess. Is a nice way to put it. Like he doesn't seem to be very mentally present. Like his mind is somewhere, but not with us. That's for sure. Because he starts like he does like he starts talking. He starts a sentence, but he doesn't say the full sentence. Like sometimes he just say just says the start of the sentence but does not finish it, or he says like the middle of it, or just at the end of it. Like, it feels like he wants to say something, but
Okay.
can only manage to, formulate half of it every
Okay.
time, and he says it very slowly and like whatever, like it's it's a little dumb, but whatever.
He just wants to be somewhere else that's not here.
Yeah, we should he should be able to take us like to where we need to be. And we all get in the car and it reeks of fish, and we're like, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, we are in the middle of the mountain. How the fuck does your truck smell that strong of fish? Like, what did you do? Like,
He's got like
what did you hide in your car? Like, what's going on?
He's eating those like canned.
And so we are looking at
fish.
each other's like, are we gonna spend like 2 hours in that truck smelling like fish? And like it's to the point where, well, I'm not too stressed, so I can laugh it off. But the youngest of my two sisters is like, because the youngest of my two sisters wasn't aware that the trip went from a 45 minutes drive to a 1 hour and a half to 2 hours drive. And so when we tell us she's gonna have to spend 2 hours in that truck that smells like fish, she started crying. she just couldn't anymore. She was just like. But anyway, I personally like laugh it off a bit with the eldest of my. She's like, she has a bad character, but she still laughed the eldest of my two sisters still laughed it off with me, just like my father. We were tired, but it felt like whatever. And like during that trip, we were like, well, we are finally somewhat on our way to,
After like a 4-hour delay.
We are making progress. Like we're not stuck at the coffee anymore. We know where we are heading. We know there is a car waiting for us over there. And so the trip goes by, and while the trip goes by and we are having issues with the fish smell, we just try to hang in there. But sometimes the dude tries to talk to us, but once again, he just, on top of like not being able to formulate like any proper sentences, he starts talking about the most random stuff. Like, he starts talking about like the economic crisis at some point, and we're like, we cannot understand you when you are talking about the most basic stuff. Don't start talking about politics, please. Like, no. And luckily, those kind of situations where you are kind of obligated to be sitting next to that someone, and but you don't quite understand them, or you don't really want to talk to them, but so you are just like nodding and saying yeah, or you're trying to make conversation while trying to shorten it as much as you can. You know what I mean?
That's like me on
and
the
so
daily at
luckily
work, so.
I was sitting behind the driver. I was behind the driver's seat, so he could not like really interact with me. So it was my father, which was sitting to my right, which was the one bearing the responsibility to answer whatever the dude would try to tell us, because he would go on the most random subjects. Like, when it wasn't like the economic crisis, he would talk about like, you know, Voltaire, the writer, philosopher, mathematicians. He did a lot of things. He was mostly a writer.
Okay.
Do you? Well, let me just find. It's that dude.
Let's see.
It's Willy Anime. I just took the first GIF that I could find.
That's cursed as shit. Yeah, what about him?
Yeah, it is. But basically, it's like a Renaissance dude like that. Wrote a bunch of very important and well-known books.
Was he
and
like trying to show
whatever.
off to you guys or something? Like what the
No,
hell?
no. He's actually like he starts talking about him because we got to like we while we are driving, we get to places, and since that dude is probably doing that, luckily, like because it doesn't turn on the GPS. Because I forgot to say that, but we just like we get in the car, we drive off, and like 200 meters in, it stops. Like he just parks on the side, and we're like, what is he doing? Like we barely left, and he's like he already stopped. What is he doing? He's checking on his
Break.
phone. We don't know what is. We don't want to ask because clearly is a little too dumb for us to like try
Smoke
to
break,
interact with
probably.
him. And so we look at each other's like with my father and sisters, and we're like, what is he doing? And so he tries to afterwards we understood, but he tries to explain what he was doing, and he was basically checking he had two options of whatever road he could take,
Okay.
and he was just checking the traffic. But we absolutely did not
Oh.
understand that at first. Like he was trying to tell us that, but it took us like half of the trip to understand why did he pick, like why did he stop for like 5 to 6 minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes before leaving again. And it was to just like pick the road with the less traffic.
Okay.
But anyways, so it's just situations like that on situations like that. It just doesn't stop where the dude does something or says something that we cannot understand or make sense of. But at least we can clearly, like after a while, we can clearly understand that he knows where he is, what he's doing, and that it's just a dude that's doing that same trip, like probably like 10 times to 20 times a week or something
Yeah.
dumb like
Yeah.
that. So at least we are somewhat reassured by the fact that while he is a little bit like mentally limited, we can trust him to take us where we need to be, you know?
Okay.
But anyway, so those 2 hours go on with the fish smell, the old dude rambling and trying to tell us stuff, and we finally arrived at Genève, so in Switzerland, where our rental car should be awaiting us. And so we are waiting like my sisters and I are, we unload the car, we just put everything on the floor, and my father goes to the reception to grab the keys and grab the car. And so we wait for a while, and finally my father comes back with the car, and we are finally off to what we were meant to be 4 to 5 hours before. We are on our way back home, basically. We get in the car is smaller than what we had, like our own car, but it's still big enough to fit all of us and all stuff without being completely like smushed inside the car. And
You're not kissing your knees or anything.
no, we have enough room to breathe and just spend 8 to 9 hours, and the next 8 to 9 hours. So we finally head back home, and we were planning to arrive when we first left. We were planning to arrive at around 11 p.m. When we get home, it's like we finally get home. It's like close to 3 to 4 a.m. So we are obviously tired as can be, but we made it home.
That's good.
It wasn't without praying that the rental car wouldn't give up like at some point for like some ungodly reason.
Or you had to have more traffic.
Like the car giving up to like waiting God knows how long for like news of whatever car we would get, and when the taxi really was the cherry on the cake. Like that dude being completely like
just-
spirited away in a big car that smells like fish was like something else. Like it was.
No, did he smell himself, or is it just the car?
Oh, the car smelled too much for us to be able to to tell if it was him or the car.
Probably had like cans of what is it? What's that fish brand? Polestar
Like it was
in the
so
back.
weird because like in the back of his car he had like I'm keep calling it car, but it's like a small truck. In the back of his truck he had like 10 pairs of skis. Who the fuck has like 10 pairs of, what happened? Did the previous people like were the previous people that used that taxi not able to pay and had to pay with their skis or something? What happened?
You know, he probably is like in charge of like delivering them. Like
No,
people
no,
who
because it
can't be-
was clearly not like they were not new. Like it's, I have no idea what they were doing. Like there was so much of a mess in the back of his car. Like, we just dropped stuff on top. We were just too tired to be bothered about like questioning whatever the fuck was going on with this dude and his car. But anyway, and that's not really the, like that was the end of it for or way back. But the issue is that our car is still 8 hours from here. You know, like it's in a garage, like in the south of France. And the issue is that the insurance doesn't really take into account the idea of sending us back the car, because that's not their job. Like they are covering us getting back to where we were planning to go, and like taking care of whatever prices, whatever cost is generated by whether it be a taxi or car rental, and the car repairing, like repair costs. But the issue is that we don't quite know yet how we'll be getting the car back, because it's in the south of France, and the issue is that the rental, like at least the part of the rental that's taken care of by the insurance, we don't quite know. Like it's limited, it's time limited. Like I believe we are gonna give it back tonight. We basically had the car for a couple days. We could extend the rental, like the rental covered by the insurance, but that would need, we would need confirmation by from the garage that currently has our car that we need the rental car for longer. But anyway, we are back home, but we don't have our car yet, and we don't know how we're gonna get it back.
Carless forever.
Which isn't that much of an issue for me, obviously, since I don't move much. But the person using it is my mother, and she kind of needs it to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm guessing my parents, like I don't know. Like I probably know tonight, but they may like just rent, like decide to rent themselves a car instead of like depending on the insurance for that. But I have however, I absolutely have no idea how they'll be grabbing the car back, or car at least. What may end up happening is that since my mother and two sisters are actually, their actual holidays start in a week. So what might happen is that they might take like another few days to just, because like you wouldn't want to drive for 16 hours just to get your car back. Like that's just, who wants to drive like 8 to 9 hours one trip and 8 to 9 hours uh, the trip back. And so we just she may just take like a few days in that house. Like they're just gonna, instead of just doing a round trip, they're gonna go down, spend a few days there, and come back with all
Impromptu
car.
vacation.
Yeah.
Part 2.
What's left? We're almost done. 8 out of 9. Cobbles. Battlements. Let me check the door hinges. It shouldn't be too hard. I got it.
Yeah.
What's else?
Looks like there's still some up
Coins.
there.
Whatever. What is that? Coins. Coins. Ah, okay. Literally
There's
borders.
Still
Coin.
some stuff up there.
Where?
The one up way at top. Not sure where though.
I'll let you get it. But yeah, that was quite eventful.
Ah.
Quite the adventure to go through.
When you had told me that your car had broken down
Yeah.
on the way back, I had imagined that it was like you guys didn't even make it out of the little tiny apartment village or whatever. Like you could turn around and still see where you guys slept.
Yeah, but it was almost that, like, because as I said, like it's 30 minutes away, but it's just going down the mountain, which is very slow. So we really weren't that far away from where we left off.
And that you guys didn't like the car wasn't like moving at all.
No, it was.
I just imagine you guys just sitting in that old ass car, like the whole hour and a half that you had to wait for.
No. We waited for a lot longer than an hour and a half.
That's what you're
Like
saying.
we left. It was 2:30, around 2:30, and we were like the taxi picked us up at like 6. So almost 4 hours of just waiting.
What did you do for the 4 hours? Just
Well, to begin with, it took like 1 hour to get down, more than 1 hour. So we were like driving for a bit more than an hour. And when we were in the coffee, like in waiting, it was just spending time, either talking about it, like about whatever was going on with you or other people, or I was just keeping busy scrolling on Discord, Twitter, and whatnot.
the hell's a cobble?
Like, it's not like we were like out in the field without any internet or anything.
What am I missing? Right. Oh,
What's left? Cobbles. Do you know what a cobble is? Oh, okay. It's the supports.
the what?
Supports, like when you between the first and second floor, you have like that kind of overhanging part,
Oh.
and you have small supports below them. That's what we need.
Alright.
We are missing 2 of them. 2 of them are. You remember that you can select them in the item menu. Check whichever ones are missing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember. And
So which coin is left?
coins.
Coin.
Croissant.
Which coin?
Croissant.
It's a coin. What are you saying? Coin.
Croissant.
Yeah. Coin. No, it doesn't have like the sound both sounds are very different. The coin. The coin, where is the coin? Where is it?
Fall.
I might have to select it. Show me which one is it.
Over here. One.
Yeah.
Okay.
And which wall base is missing? Oh, next to you. There we go.
Get him. There we go. Right in your face.
Mine is more powerful. Mine is golden.
Golden wind. Oh my god, it is.
And you see my nice gloves.
Yeah. Little purple dude. Little squid.
Okay, so we have Lara Croft obstacle course.
That out of my face.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Alright, yeah, let's do it. Go.
I'll start at the other hand.
I'm doing the course. Shit. Alright, I guess the guy can't kill him. There we go.
Oh, it's long. Oh my. Okay, it's very long.
How
Okay,
long?
well,
Oh, okay. Oh, it wraps around. Enter AT. Okay. Wow, really? Stupid. Alright. God, why is it so long? I don't remember it being this long in the game. Did you ever play any of the Lara Croft games?
no, I have not actually.
There. Okay.
Is it there actually like one of those with that manner?
What do you mean?
Is there like is that manner featured in any
Yeah.
of the games?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
in the first one.
Okay.
It's this is actually where a tutorial, I guess. It's where you're supposed to learn like how she controls and stuff.
Oh,
like
and so the obstacle course is actually there
Yeah.
as a tutorial. Oh, okay, that's
that.
neat.
Yeah. So,
Pretty cool.
and then you can also go inside her house and stuff. And, it just shows that yeah, she's rich. It comes from wealth. The remakes are really fun. At least the first one is. I haven't played the third one, and I don't remember much of the second. So
Is the first one the one that made popular her? I don't want to call them that, but pyramids.
yes. It's very funny because I guess on the Saturn they couldn't render triangles, so they had to use like squares.
That's oddly specific.
Yeah.
And so, what did that entail? What did that
well,
mean for design?
they somehow made it work, but they're fake triangles. This is pretty
I
interesting.
mean, whatever gets it to
Yeah.
work and whatever gives the people the titties, I guess.
Supposedly, her bust size is accidental. I guess the creator says like, no, I never meant for her to have a giant rack. So, Don't take it out of context or find me perverted. But I guess that's not really the case. So
Ish. I mean, who can blame someone like him? He had the opportunity to start rendering 3D titties in a game, so who could pass it up? Like, it was like a golden age of
anything could happen. Yeah.
new opportunities.
He was featured in Playboy. So
Ooh.
Laura Croft.
What do you mean she was featured? Like an actress representing her, or
No. Like,
a,
I guess they did
a game
like
model?
a game render or whatever, and they put it in the magazine.
I mean, whatever gets like.
I just thought that was funny.
I'm just surprised like things like Playboy still exists. What
Oh,
is
this
it?
was back then.
Yeah, I get. Well, yeah, okay. Oh, you mean she was actually featured like around the time the game was released?
Yeah.
Also, that's
Yeah.
kind of cool, actually. that it was like those polygonal titties were like revolutionary enough to be like, okay, we can put that next to real women's.
Yeah. Come on, what is this?
Oh man, it's full of corners and small places.
Little knickknacks, yeah.
Yeah, knickknacks. Yeah.
Just keep Billy in there. I believe that Laura Croft also has 3 movies. None of them are really that good.
I am not that surprised.
They tried to make a remake on it, and I don't think it did any well. So, and I don't remember anyone ever talking about it. So,
Me neither.
here we go. God, that one took forever. But yes, these games are also stupidly cheap sometimes if you buy them on sale. So I'd get them.
I was actually tempted. I don't remember which one was it that came out a few years ago now, but I do remember seeing like a fairly like one that's I don't think it's used anymore, but that was used a lot for benchmarking new GPUs.
I think it might be Rise of the Tomb Raider. Or
Yeah,
Shadow.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Is it like one of those games where it's like buy our graphics card and we'll throw in a free copy of this game?
Might be. Yeah. But yeah, I was actually tempted to play to play that one when it released.
I remember when the first remake game came out, a lot of the thing that people were talking about is that her death animations were kind of realistic and pretty gruesome.
Oh.
The series was. So, like, there's a lot of like quick time events in the
Yeah.
game. And,
Oh, okay, yeah. And some of them, when you were to fail, were a bit harsh, like on the
Yeah.
animation. Okay, yeah.
like the sounds that she would make, like her gurgling and drowning in her own blood.
Lovely.
Yeah. Just, prime things. I don't know what people expected from, you know, video game deaths. But
Well, the best this death sound is still to me the very first Minecraft.
oh.
Exactly.
I always think that the sound that you get when you collect an item in Minecraft, probably the best sound ever.
The little popping sound.
Yeah. Oh, it's very. Ah, yes. I've obtained an item, and it is mine, and I love it.
To me, the best Minecraft noises, villages noises.
No.
Oh,
Oh.
like they know they are completely pointless, and they are proud of it.
Remember when they first came out, they didn't really have anything. They were just kind of an aesthetic thing.
Yeah. Which made it even better. Like it's
I think the only use that they had was that they could have iron golems summoned.
even then the spawning rules of iron golems were a bit wanky.
Or you could use them as like shields for other mobs and stuff.
Yeah, they had like very oddly specific rules for spawning, breeding, and then spawning
Wait.
iron golems.
I didn't even know you could breed them back then. I thought that was like a myth because like
No, I remember. You just needed like doors,
Doors.
thousands and thousands of
I
doors.
remember like people was like, oh no, you could create your own village. You just need to make like a bunch of tiny houses, and
Yeah.
then villagers would just
Like it
spawn
wasn't even
in.
tiny houses. You just needed doors, just lots of doors. Like that's all they cared about at some point. It's there is a door. Behind the door, there is an enclosed space. Even if that in that enclosed space could be just 3 other doors, you know. It could
I
be a
tried
square of doors, and they were okay. That's a house. I'm fine with that.
I tried so much because I wanted like a kingdom, like you know, in the Minecraft video, a Minecraft music
Yeah.
video, and like I just could never get them to spawn. And I was like, well, clearly somebody has rused me, and it'll never
I
happen.
mean, the best point, like the best thing they wrote by like adding villages, is all the like music videos that
Mhm.
really like made use of the fact that there was finally some signs of life in Minecraft that wasn't just Steve.
You know, or Herobrine.
I don't remember, like I remember I don't remember when they finally stopped having the removed Aerobrine from patch notes.
I think they did that after Notch left because they were just like, okay, we're kind of done with this.
It was pretty cool, honestly. Like as a kid, I was still somewhat of a kid when this was happening. You know, it was a cool, like, you know, little Easter egg, and there were, you know, a few videos of like who is Herobrine, who I'm, or like some people that would actually like have ongoing let's plays that would like introduce some like that would introduce Herobrine as something. They would join in the myth. They would just like play it out as if it was actually a thing.
I did always get like freaked out when like there was like some tree that I just remembered, and but didn't like finish cutting down halfway. You know, I would walk around. It's like, did I do that? Or legend's true. Scared by my own bullshit.
That's something that didn't really change.
Because you just never know, you know. I've been playing this game now since like 10 p.m. It's now 3 in the morning. How do I know what's real, what's not?
You should know. A big thing that made me like appreciate like whatever was not well was actually not going on in Minecraft, but that I could imagine was going on in Minecraft was um, that series that York's Cast had at the time.
We never actually watched Yogscast.
Yeah, that well, there were two people I watched in the early days of Minecraft. It was Etho and Yogscast, and they had that adventure going on where they were basically like the like something I need to preface what I'm talking about with
Mhm.
is that at the time my English level was dubious to say the least.
Non-existent.
Like
Yes.
I had not learned like I had learned very little English. I just could not read it, could not really understand it, and I was 12 or something. I don't know, not 12. Wasn't 22.
So it sounds
More
like
like
the most
14.
you could say were probably swears.
No, not even. Like it was, hello, where is my umbrella? Oh, it is raining today. Classic, like textbook.
Where is the bathroom? Library. I am
Yeah.
currently in the library.
¿A dónde está la biblioteca? Oh, wait, no, wrong.
Los globos son azules.
Wrong one. But anyways, yeah, that would make everything more mystical in a sense because I had no idea what they were talking about. And they had that series where they were in what seemed to be a world with life and NPCs that I still to this day they were probably like players, like people they had in the team that would play as NPCs. But
Mhm.
the way like they would play it out would make it not really like for young me would make it like I wasn't sure if it was like an actual like mod or if like they were in a world that was actually full of life, like they were going through the equivalent of a tabletop like D&D
Okay.
session.
Yeah.
And so which made like the whole because Minecraft can be amazing for that. Like, you can build anything, and so they made their own. Oh, I'm having issues saying that sentence. They made their own story and
Mhm.
world, and I remember following along with it and being like mesmerized by each episode every time. Was like, well, what? Like it was a story to follow. I was since on top of that, I was trying to make sense of it because I couldn't really understand English. That
Yeah.
would make it like even more, in a sense, even more entertaining because I would get even more engaged into whatever was going on because I was trying to understand.
Huh.
And then there was Etho, who was building boat transportation and was like saying 3 words per video. Hello, everyone. And it changed so darn much. Like every time I think about it, just
I used to watch Sparkles back then.
oh yeah, I would obviously watch the music videos of Sparkles.
I
But
remember.
I didn't ever watch like any of his actual content.
Oh,
Like, well, let's
just
play and
watch.
everything. It was
I
just
remember the one video that always stood out was the him ordering pizza using Minecraft.
oh, what time was that? Like, I mean, what like period? Is it early on or?
Yeah. So I guess what had happened was that they'd set up like command blocks or something, Redstone.
Oh no, so that wasn't early on. If it was command blocks.
Remember, it could have been either command stone or some. Either way, they were able to build like a phone in. or a
Oh yeah,
couple-
yeah, but well, that was like that was quite late. Like it's not recent. Like I remember actually seeing one like of those in the series. Like I remember he
Probably-
had a Skype call on Minecraft. Like he had like there was actual screen and everything in Minecraft. Like
Mhm.
he had yeah, I remember that. Yeah. It wasn't like it was like a few. It was probably like 2014, 15 maybe.
Probably 15.
Which is still like a while ago, but it's not what I call the early days. Like to me, it's like
I
11,
guess
12, and 13.
I used to watch his Skyblock ones.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And then I remember watching the co-op ones, and I just really liked the dudes that he had more than him. So
mm. One of the series I remember fondly was once again with Etho, but it was I don't know if you probably may know the server name, but it was Minecraft, I believe. Do you
No.
that ring a bell or not at all?
no.
No, well, it was a Minecraft server that had like a lot of even like current known name in the Minecraft like content producers like well Etho, B-Dubs, Dockham, like a lot of names I cannot remember and were part of like that. It was like basically a community of a server of like what would you call them? It's not content producers, like
Project
what do you
creators.
call creators? Like I have forgotten. Like it was a community of content creators around Minecraft, and they had like a basically like they would interact a lot with each other's, which you didn't really have anywhere else. Like you didn't have like a really active communities of content creators that would interact with each other's like in the game through a server. They would have like a basically a prank war. They would keep like the videos I remember the most were them pranking each other's like but like huge freaking pranks. Like they would it's people that would make Minecraft content for a living. Like it was the early days of people making content of Minecraft for a living, and so they would spend obviously hundreds of hours, and so they would have like currently the equivalent would be what's it called, Hermitcraft. Do you know of
Oh,
Hermitcraft?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, do you? Okay, that was like Minecraft was the equivalent of that, but like years and years ago. And so they would like a prank would be like to cover completely like to build the roof like 125 blocks up to fully cover like someone's space, like, and it would take like obviously days to do, and there would be revenges and everything, and it was a series where they would interact a lot with one another's.
I remember watching a bunch of griefing videos back when they were a thing on Minecraft. I'm trying to remember.
And that's what I liked is it wasn't really griefing. Like I would obviously
Well,
make it difficult, but they wouldn't destroy anything. They would just
the people I were watching were kind of like just being assholes to be assholes, I guess.
no, yeah, that wasn't the case here. Like they knew when someone would go like on a holiday for 4 days, and if they knew like that person knew he would come back to his base being like filled up with thousands of sheep or something.
And they'd be like, "Oh,
We
you
need to find some of
guys,
the-
you rascals."
It would like make use of the fact that you can really do anything in Minecraft, like well build anything in Minecraft. I wonder if some of those videos are still up. To check.
It depend on the content creator.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. I should turn on my lights. I've been in the dark, but I've been so focused on cleaning that I have.
You're gonna ruin your
Okay.
eyes.
Yeah, I should not do that.
That's fine. You can get glasses, like I am.
No. Yeah, I don't. I don't want to become like you.
Wow. Okay, what's wrong with me? I'm lovable. Everybody loves
Well,
me.
you are not taking care of yourself. That's what's wrong with you.
Okay. Yeah, but like,
But
it's
like,
okay. It's alright. I'm invincible. So
you are what?
I'm invincible. So
Yeah, sure.
don't think that's gonna help. Okay.
Have I even finished that? If not.
Let's see.
Hmm?
I'm just sending a text.
No. What do you mean you're not cleaning anymore?
I am cleaning. See, look, I'm doing all the cleaning. I bet I cleaned more than you did.
You're lucky there isn't a. Oh, no, actually, that's a good thing. I wouldn't want this to become too competitive. Who can clean the highest percentage? Well, that being said, it's a bit rough to, like, actually calculate. It's well done in a sense, but I'm
How would you do
worry
that?
that, you know, like if you have a wide surface, it might represent a higher percentage of the
Yeah,
total.
because there's a lot of like tiny little
Yeah.
stuff. Who cleans the most stuff? Well, if I clean like all these like parts that are small compared to what you're cleaning is the big thing, I'm clearly cleaning more than you.
That being that being said, you started with what should be the easiest obstacles, so they should be less complex and easier to clean.
What are you trying to say?
Well, you should spend more time in the shower because you stink.
Wow. I'll have you know, I'm the cleanest of boys.
I have some doubts about that.
Right?
That's clearly not the image you've been picturing.
You know, like
the past
ocean
few
water
years.
is like the best form of body cleanser there is. So. What about you?
You know what they say?
What do they say?
A clean soul in a clean body.
Yeah. Purest of souls. Me.
Yeah, well, that's what you don't have.
Ha ha. 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 I scoff. Stop pushing me. Stop it. Please, I'm trying to clean.
Not hard enough. from the
I'm a
looks of it.
hard-working sheep. Just making ends meet. Where's that letter?
That's mine.
No.
Is it here?
Right here.
Because I need to climb. Thank you. Wait. You can take it.
Okay. How much
Thank
longer
you.
do we have? 89%, and then just figuring it out because I'm gonna get lunch soon. So
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I'll be
Man.
getting dinner soon, so I'm guessing we can take a break
okay.
after that one.
How much more do we got? 91%. Okay.
Yeah, we'll finish that level.
Speed.
But if that's fine with you.
I'm going fast. I want foods. We're having.
Have you eaten yet today?
I ate breakfast.
Okay, I was asking because knowing you would have skipped breakfast.
Hi.
You?
Me.
Yeah,
Get
You
breakfast.
said what
It's
were
the
you
most.
going to
It's
say?
the most important meal of the day. You can't skip that.
Yeah, well, I feel like you've skipped
You know.
it a few times before.
I'm more tended to skip lunch than anything really.
Do you have a similar expression in which in French we have an expression that goes around along the line of a breakfast for a king, a lunch for a prince, and a dinner for serf? I would say for
Surf.
yeah, like not in French it's serf, but it's labor dude like.
Oh. Uh,
So do you have a similar expression that goes like
no.
no?
Not that I could think of.
Really?
No.
But yeah, you're meant to eat plenty for breakfast, eat a bit less for lunch, and then for dinner you're meant to eat little, meant to go to sleep. Well, that's with a normal sleep schedule, obviously.
Which I now have. Haha.
Almost.
Sorta.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
you are
just like
because
3 days where it's just kind of early to wake. So
have you been waking up a bit later on the others?
I have to get up at like 7, so to do stuff.
Well, that's, I mean, 7 is fine, but like a few days, weeks ago, you were telling me you were still waking up at like 3.
Today was a little bit rough. I did have to wake. I woke up like at 1 to do something, and then I went back.
At
And then I woke
1 to do something. What do you have to do at 1 in the morning?
It's, the stuff that just comes up at 1 in the morning. You've never had stuff
What
come up at
kind of
1 in the
no,
morning?
no, no, tell me what kind of stuff comes up at 1 in the morning. Nothing's come like people sleep at 1 in the morning. What came up at 1?
Oh, some stuff.
You had like maybe to take a shit, like to tell me if you had to take it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, but you go to sleep afterwards. You
Yeah.
go back to sleep. Yeah. So
And then I
you
woke up
shouldn't
at like 4 in the morning for some reason.
yeah. Why do you? No one specifies if they have to wake up to take a shit. Like it's part of your night. Like whatever. Whatever. Like if I tell you I slept from like 1 to 10,
What are you missing?
I may have woken up to go to the loo at some point, but that's whatever. What's missing? Obstacle 3.
Coming or you?
I'm pretty sure that's yours.
Um, sorry, I'm just looking for something.
Go ahead. I'm checking how much you've missed.
I think I gotta head out. So.
Right now,
Alright, yeah.
well, I shall finish that level for the both of us. Then,
Alright. I shall see you if I'm able to come back.
yeah, do tell me if you can come back later. For now, we shall stop the stream and resume later if both of us are available.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
Oh boy, bon appetit.